Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final share session for our AI Web3 School. And I'm your host, Victoria. And today we are very excited to have Roman, the Global App Store IZEI, joining us for these sessions. And today, Roman will share how AI can be used to help us discover opportunities through AI agents. And he will also walk us through how agents can help break down complex goals, connect and organize information, and uncover potential opportunities, and continuously refine tasks over time. And I think this going to be a very practical and insightful session. So without further ado, let's welcome Roman. Yeah, I think you can just start your sharing, Roman, and
All right.
stop over here.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so, hi everyone. My name is Roman, and I will be sharing to you uh, how to use the agent to actually find opportunities in your local area, or if you are traveling and you want to do something. So that will be the goal. Can everyone see the screen? Victoria?
Yes, I can see that now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So we'll go through this. I created a mini simulator. So basically, it's easier that way to show how everything works. And we will start. So the concept story is that today we will test a simple question. Can the agent help us find a real local business opportunity, not just write a nice text, which is how many people using AI, unfortunately. Imagine you are an expert in a new country. You do not fully know the market yet. You do not know which services are in demand, who are reliable vendor, and where small opportunities might be hiding. So for this demo, we are using Pattaya, Thailand as example. We will ask the agent to research the last 30 days through the whole social media, etc., and locate local opportunities that we could use for our own business. So the story is simple. We are in Pattaya. We do not know the local market yet, and we do not research everything by hand. The agent researcher does the research for us. We choose the decision points. Then we check the final ready-to-use materials that the agent produced based on our decisions. The agent follows the steps, stops when we need to choose, and continues until we have the materials we can actually use. So for this purpose, I've used GLM5 model in the agentic mode. So before we touch the prompt, let's make the shift clear. Chat mode, it helps with one question or one task. Agent mode follows a goal and works through the steps. Today we use agent mode because we want Zay to research, ask, and choose, and then build useful material. So far, so clear? All right. So when we use the chat mode in Zay, we have the standard chat and the agent mode. So agent mode is basically we give a task, and it can go through multiple sessions until the task completed. One guided prompt, and we have a whole plan at hand, including Google Ads generated for us to use. So let's scroll. So here, basically, what we did, I created a prompt that includes inside everything that we need to make the research. In that prompt, I have used a 30-day skill, which does explain the agent how to run the research correctly and where to search. Everything is available on GitHub, and you guys can later on check it yourself. So now we build the master prompt. We will fill only the basic setup, which is city, language, budget, number of partners, and safety rules. Then we copy the prompt into the chat. From there, the agent leads us through the next steps. So for this purpose, we will select city, Pattaya. We'll select English as our language. We'll say we'll want to find three different niche. and let's say 10 different vendors to support our niche. Then our budget for the Google Ads, let's say 50, and we want to earn 10 to 20% from every ticket, from every sale. And we copy this prompt and we go to chat Z to run it. Now, unfortunately, we don't have so much time to run it manually, so I have basically pre-rendered the whole chat here in that simulation, in that presentation. So a full live run can take long on Zoom, so we go the shorter play solution. It looks like a real agent mode. We reveal step by step and explain what the agent does at every step. Now, so basically, we start from submitting our prompt, which we have generated here, and we receive the first confirmation. And the agent basically says, I will run this as a guided process. It will find the local niche. It will lock one niche of our choice, find contactable partners who can provide the services for us, write an outreach, choose how customers contact us, create landing page material, and generate the Google Ads, which we can simply copy paste to the Google Ads platform. So the first step is basically the research, and we can choose for that purpose the air conditioning services. So air conditioning services, we click here, and then it says confirmation. We will confirm that everything is right and correct. So the niche is air conditioning, target Pattaya, vendor badge, we want 10 providers, total budget for Google Ads $50, and commission for the vendors 10 to 20%. Now the agent will offer us those vendors that we can reach to build partnership with. And it will also provide all their contact information and verify the status. So we can see it's verified. Now, we can say we want more vendors or it's enough. We can choose enough. Now, the agent will write the letter, the outreach that we can submit to those vendors to work with them. So free qualified AC leads in Pattaya. I run a local lead generation service, and basically it offers them to work with me. I offer them few leads for free, and we can work together if they like it. Then I click continue. Now what we get from the agent is basically how we want the audience contact us. And for purpose of Pattaya, the agent decided, based on its research, that WhatsApp and Line will be the most popular tools of connection in that town, so we will choose that. The next step is the landing page. The prompt has landing page inside of it, so the agent produced the landing page based on all the choices and research it has done. So we can see the landing page right here. That landing page was built by the agent using the GLM model, and we can use it for that purpose. The next step is Google Ads. So the agent has created Google Ads plan for us based on our selections and budget. And we go to the next point. Now here, the actual ads. We can copy paste those ads to the Google Ads platform and start receiving our traffic to that landing page which we have created earlier. Now, the beautiful thing about all this is that using one prompt and a single model, single agent, we have basically created within, let's say, realistically 1 hour, a complete business plan. We have our vendors, we have our outreach, plan, and we have the landing page, which we can host anywhere and start getting traffic. The landing page will work on mobile, as you can see, it will work on a desktop. It will invite the user to contact and get in touch with you. Now here is a little tool I've created. In case you want to generate different type of ads for Google, you can use that form, and it will generate for you prompts, which you can use to create further more different ads for your business. Here is a little calculator, so you can calculate average budget, estimated CPC, vendor close rate, and get the idea how much you might earn from that concept. And we're already in the QA phase, so we will not run live QA de facto, but I did have some questions from you guys pre-written, and here I have the answers for those few questions. So can GLM 4.7 Flash return clean JSON? Yes, it can if you write the prompt correctly and you give it the proper policies and rules ahead. It will produce a very decent JSON for you. How do we stop the agent from losing the plot? Basically, in every phase, in every turn, you have to remind the agent what we have accomplished and what we have to accomplish next. So that way we can keep the agent in a certain channel so it doesn't shift too much left or right and stick to what we need. It's all about communication. The clarity of your language to the agent will create the opportunity for the agent to produce a clear path, okay, through the plot. How should multi-step decision be returned? Basically the same way. We create very clear rules, and as long as the rules are clear, the agent will follow. That's in most cases how it works. So basically, I will be sharing this same tool, this presentation. I will be sharing with through the organizers with the audience, so everyone can use that same page to try and come up with different ideas and different results and see how it works for you. You have here the checklist. The checklist can save your selections. So whatever you select, as long as you're in the same browser, you can close and open it later. It will remember and let you work through it, through the steps. I guess that's pretty much it for that presentation. Victoria, we have any specific questions? I mean, we can answer some now, or we can answer later.
Okay, great. I think I have been shared like a question list to the IT. Did you receive that? Like a question list?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I had some of those questions actually here. I took a few and placed them here. Yeah, so we have a few questions answered. Let me see if there is anything else.
Okay, so let's just quick move in the Q&A section. So, because lots of builders are joining this track. So yeah, let's just say, is there any questions that builders want to ask about this, about using the AI model or something like that? That maybe you can just unmute to ask, otherwise you can just typing down in the comments area. So yeah, maybe Roman can give you a reasonable answer for that.
Yeah, if someone has any question, you can type.
Yeah, I think we have some questions about the long horizontal or multiple step execution for using the AI model. Like, how does use GRM to avoid being overconfident, like skipping tool verifications or terminating tasks during a long running workflows? Do you have any suggestions for that?
Well, it's when we do something that for example, with this example of mega prompt, so I used very clear instructions per each section, and then after the given instruction, we remind the agent that it should double check itself for the work that has already completed versus the work that needs to be done yet, then as the next step. So as long as we stop and we remind the agent and the model that here's what we've done and here's what we need next, the model will attempt to stay within our channel to not shift too much to the wrong direction. And if it does, we basically, as unfortunately, agents steal, models steal many times shifts and try, uses its own creativity to convince you that it's right and you're wrong. So in those cases, we just have to stop. We stop the agent. We remind the model what we need, what our requirements from here on, and then we'll let it run again. So it's mostly about our communication with the model through the agent to prevent those drastic shifts left and right and stick to what we require, to our path.
Okay, gotcha. And I also got some questions to collect for the when we use the AI model to do some like multi-step task or multitask. So do you have any like recommended patterns for checkpoints or evidence or state management when the model just handle multiple ta step task? So just track all this some.
What I personally do, I request proof of work and proof of code. When we request from the model proof of work and proof of code at every step, it basically runs through what it did. So it's a great reduction of error in that case, because many times it will find, oh, I forgot this, or oh, I forgot that. It will fix that, it will do it, and then you can proceed to the next step. So in my case, the easiest way for me was to request proof of code and proof of work.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, let's just say, do you have any other question from the audience? Yeah, it's more like the
Well,
workshops.
if anyone has any questions,
Yeah, you
I
can
hope
just
everyone
type.
liked. Yeah. Oh, I see something. Hey, Roman. Thank you for your presentation about CRM, GLM, and I'm Sweet, which is building an agent to review design products. That's great when academic GLM will know about. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Well, there is actually in Chat Z in the platform a feature for academic uh, reports and academic presentations. So definitely people can try that as well, and it's completely free in the ChatZ agent mode. So that's a good point. Yeah. Anything else?
Okay, let's say, yeah, do you have any other questions? And okay, I will say some questions that have been collected before, like how can I and agents identify real, actionable project opportunities by analyzing the on-chain data, like community discussion or GitHub issues, something like that. How can the agent can really, notify this is a real opportunities, like.
Mm. Could you please explain better the question? I'm sorry. I
Just how can an agent identify real actionable project opportunities by analyzing
Oh,
on data? Yeah, something like that.
okay. So what we're doing in our case in that presentation, for instance, the 30-day skill scans not only uh, the, the data on the social media and forums, it also scans through the rating. For example, likes, dislikes, comments, feedback, and that way it can understand if the what it basically reads is valid or not. Because if many times what SEO people, those who promote content on the internet, what they are doing, they try to manipulate search engines and bots to believe that what they have shared is valuable. So to mitigate this kind of manipulation with our agent, we basically, through that skill that I've included here, we basically going through the whole system of content verification and uh, quantity. So basically, if we have enough quantity and enough feedback which is about the same topic, then it understands, okay, 300 people wanted it. I have confirmation. I will tell Roman, okay, this niche has enough confidence, so I think it's legit. It's not manipulation. It's not false or fake data because it verifies through different layers, including comments, feedback, likes, etc. Basically,
Okay.
it reads the response from people to the same content. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I saw another questions in the comments area. Can check it for that.
Mhm. One second. When an AI model unexpectedly interrupts during automatic content generation and resumes afterward with the need from the original task logic and generation thinking, resulting in inconsistent content and biased output. The situation brings uncertainty and lack of it. How should we view and address this issue? Well, that's a good question. Usually, what I'm doing in that case, I save the whole chat in JSON format. I actually I'm asking the AI to convert my communication with them into JSON, and then I import the JSON file into a new session and asking it to make it clear for the agent, for the model to understand what's been worked on. And if I agree with the model and I agree with the report it has produced, I tell it to continue and work on my. So time to time, after we have a very, very long conversation, the agent can have some failures. When I say agent, I mean agent. I mean the tools and the model itself. Okay, so to be clear, so the agent can lose the context or lose some of the rules we have placed earlier. So at times it's just good to take the whole thing, turn it into JSON. For me, it works better personally, and let the agent to process it again, give me a clear report of what it did, what it understood, what it think it should do next. With that understanding, I give my confirmation or my adjustments, and then we continue on that task.
Okay. Great. Let me just check. Do you have any other questions? Maybe guys, you can just unmute to ask. Otherwise, you can just typing down. Yeah. Okay, seems like there's no other addition questions for that. Yeah, maybe now everyone know it's basic for their hackathon demo. So yeah, maybe Roman can just give some suggestions for the builders because hackathon is really gonna show in demo day is on this weekend. So do you have any suggestion for the builders?
Sorry. Um,
Yeah, just
what the question again?
about the hackathon, yeah, because the hackathon is nearly to demo day. So do you have any suggestions for the
Hackathon.
builders?
Yeah, yeah. Well, um, you guys can actually use, and that could be an opportunity for you to use the 30-day skill and just ask the skill. For example, I have a goal. I need to participate in a hackathon. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I want to reach. Can you do the research for me? You can use the agent to do the research for you based on the last 30, 60, 70 days data and offer you the hottest ideas. And you will just pick one and go with it. I think that's one of the ways to use the agent and to research. And that's one great opportunity.
Yeah,
And
great.
Victoria, how can I actually share with the audience? How can I share with the audience that particular file so they could use it?
Is that a link or just file?
I can give the link to the skill, which is the most basically
Yeah,
usable if they can
yeah,
use the link, the skill.
yeah. I think you can
Yeah,
just share the link
and
in the comment. Yeah,
let's see. Yeah, and I can also attach. I can presentation itself. One moment. Mm-hmm. Yep, you should you should have it in the chat.
yeah, I already see that. And I saw more questions has been showed up in the comments area. Can you check it?
Mm-hmm. While I was let's see, just copy it. Mm-hmm. While I was performing front end and back end joint debugging today, the front end kept throwing exception. The AI model would perform numerous operations and then inform me that the problem had been resolved. However, when I conducted actual application, the error still persisted. Constant back and forth, validation ended up costing a great deal for my time. How can I avoid this issue? Should I use more precise prompts, skill model, or user? Yeah. Well, in that specific thing, I would suggest actually to request from the model proof of code and proof of work. That will actually check its own work it's done for you and save you time, because then it will find that, oh, here I have hallucinated. I didn't really do it. It was my hallucination, so I will do it right now. So that's basically what you saying here is basically part of the hallucination issue, which almost every model out there has. So stronger prompting, stronger conditioning, and asking the model for proof of work, proof of code should definitely help you mitigate and minimize this kind of errors.
Okay, I think there are a few more questions in the chat area. Maybe you can just scroll up and have a look.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, because it's an tiny window for me. Hi, Rom. What's your approach to error handling? How do you think about fallback logic? In real-time systems, silent fallbacks can be risky because they might hide failures instead of facing the generally prefer tries. The great model. Yeah, when I'm stuck with a certain model, I usually save my work. I make a git commit and I try different model. And sometimes it takes me actually 2 or 3 models and to get it sorted out. Because one model can be great at one thing, another model can be much better at another thing. So when I'm getting to the point where I'm stuck on something, um, especially in the long tasks where it's multiple sessions and multiple issues to tackle, and I see the model struggles, I would fall back. I will fall back to another model, and I will fall back a few times until it's actually produces for me what I want. So that's that's one way around. Yeah. If you're using some, for instance, in Cloud code in CLI, it has fallback, so it can use different models through different tasks. So you can pre-configure basically 3 different models that you trust the most and want it to use the most, for example.
Okay. Yeah, I have just a new one for the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think that's the loop, as you say, where the agent can handle a whole thing end to end, is basically we are heading there, and with every generation of models and agents, we're getting closer, uh, especially with long horizon models like GLM 541. So yeah, I think we are heading there. To
Yeah.
design, implement from their own specification, compared with being guided by a senior engineer. Mm. Well, in my humble opinion, senior engineer will still guide better, but the smarter the model, the better it will handle the planning. It all depends on the how well trained that particular model is. And uh, one of the things I like about GLM 5 Turbo and GLM 5.1 is really their ability to work on the long tasks and do pretty good planning actually, and reasoning. So the better reasoning, the better planning, the better they will handle those longer tasks with less caveats in the middle. Let's see, show me modified code fixed. But none of its method worked for real. It never tested the full process on actual page. Well, sometimes we tweak the code repeatedly for hours just to find out it was simply caused by environment change. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like Zane says, it's not always so easy because it can be environmental change, it can be system level change. It's not always just about code. And actually, in my system administration time, where I also use some tools and agents for the purpose to manage for example, manage my VPS. So I let the agent run and scan my system to make sure that it is compatible with the software. So it's one of the ways to help you, I guess, avoid problems. So you make a snapshot of your system, of your environment. You let the agent learn it. Okay, the agent to your server. You let the agent learn it, and then when you have any problems, you ask the agent to compare the original system snapshot with what you have currently to understand if it's a system level or not a system level problem. Maybe it's a code level or server level. So it's a good idea to always take regular snapshots of your configuration, not just your code. Mhm. Well, for the last question, what does it mean to request work validation from the AI model, and how should we phrase the prompt to achieve this? I do it in my case very pretty simple way, pretty basic. If I give a request, if I give a challenge or a task to the agent, and it fails for a few times, I will just ask to give me a proof of code and proof of work, and then I say create an automated test, and then it will have to test and show me the results of that test, and then I can go through the test to understand more or less where it fails, why it fails. So in that way, in that manner, you speak to the agent, to the model, like you would speak to a junior engineer or junior developer per se. You ask it to prove you what it did, and then you ask it to test, run a series of tests. Sometimes it will run 100 to 100 tests and show you that it's right, and then you will see what the problem is. Because through those tests, it will find in many cases it will find a problem. It will enter a loop to correct that problem, and I had success with it before, where it has entered loop of even sometimes 2 hours and actually found the problem through those loops of testings. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. So the question about environment, you create initial snapshot, you let the agent learn your system, your environment, and then every time you can ask it to confirm your environment is still the same. Yeah, it will do it. Victoria, I guess we can summarize this.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think, yeah, this
Right?
should be the last question.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, yes.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so yeah.
let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I
So
mentioned that
thanks
beginning.
everyone for yeah.
Okay,
And
so
you can share the file. You can share the file and the skill to the users. They can play around with it
sure.
and see what they come up with. So, yeah.
Yeah, I will share it in our group chat
All
after
right.
this meeting. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, guys, I
Mhm.
think yeah, as I mentioned beginning, so this is the final share session for our AI Web Series School, and really thanks for everyone for your active participation over the past few weeks, and we really enjoy having you with us throughout the program. And also, I'd like to special thanks to Roman and the ZI team for joining us as our closing guest speaker. And yeah, we wish all of you have a very best with your hackathon projects. Yeah, good luck, and we're looking forward to see what you build. Yeah, thanks, Roman. Thanks, everyone. Hey, guys. Bye bye.